Okay, I made it. I actually lost track of time there for a second. This is why we set alarms. Hope everyone is doing great and had a good week. Mugs up. It has been a busy week here. But it has been a good week, a very good week. We've got a lot accomplished. Let's see, give some people time to drip in here a little bit. Let's see, Terror, good to see you. Mangrove, good to see you. Sophia, welcome back. I am doing good, Sophia. I really am. Actually, still doing the fast, actually. So that's still going strong. So doing good there. But no, it's been a good week. Had a little car trouble earlier in the week that I had to get taken care of. Luckily, a friend was able to help me get to and from the mechanic to get that all ironed out. Mysterious, good to see you. Good evening. Let's see here. Are slowly trickling in. Oh, like I said, I hope everyone had a good week. I know we've been dealing with some really weird weather in our area. It's gone from warm to cold, and we've had storms of every kind. I know a few events were actually getting canceled for inclement weather, so that's always interesting when you see that. Shayna Martin, welcome. It has been a while. It has been a while. Glad you could make it. As always, people, do remember to hit the thumbs up and give us a like. It helps the algorithm out, feeds that algorithm, so YouTube will show the videos to more people so they can find the content. Also, do remember we do have the super chats. If you have a really important question that you want to ask and the chat's going and I've missed it or something, any kind of small donation will make it flash up on the screen really big, so I'll see it and I can be sure to get that. I had a few people message me, said I missed their questions. I emailed them back, apologized, and told them if they send me their question, I'll try and get to it. None of them did, so I apologize if you're here tonight if I missed your question. I do apologize. I try. Many of you know cameras actually terrify me, so just so you all know, when I am in front of a camera, I am nervous. I occasionally hide it well, but they bug me. But it's still fun all the same to get on here and chat with you all. So those do help. Or if you just want to support the cause and help us keep doing what we're doing, you can also do that. Let's see here. Natasha, welcome. Doing good, and hope you are as well. Chris, good to see you. Welcome back. And Divine Cartomancer, good to see you as well. All right. So many of the people on Patreon got to see that they got a heads up before everyone else that the Self-Mastery t-shirt that you all requested, it is live on the store now. It is there. It can be purchased. It comes in a bunch of sizes, all the way up to something I could even wear. And there will be a link in the description below this video, where there should be. Hopefully that link worked. If not, you can always go to workingdragonmystic.com. Just click on the merch, go to the apparel, and it'll be in there. So hopefully y'all liked the design we came out with. We tinkered with a few of them. Raven and Katrina even fought over the final two. I did not mean to cause a fight between my friends. That was kind of interesting to watch. You hear about designer fights, you never think you'd see it. That was odd. But they finally settled on one, and I actually kind of liked it. So there we go. Hopefully you all like it as much as we do. Emily, welcome. Dayu, welcome. Arnoldus, glad you can make it. And Perwin, welcome. So, obviously, this is research and ramblings. So, before we get to the ramblings, again, make sure you hit the thumbs up, helps us out. But as we all know, if you caught the vlogs this week, the big experiment that I've been running is this extended fasting and how it affects metaphysical energies and the likes. And that has actually been a really fascinating experiment. I mean, we're getting a lot of data and a lot of questions that honestly, we're really, really loving the data coming in. Even the those who are helping keep a watch on me medically, they're surprised. They didn't expect it. Everything's just going really great. Now, on the metaphysical energy side, though, so far we seem to hit like somewhere between 24 to almost 38-hour energy cap. We've not seen a marginal or measurable raise since then. I am hoping to continue pushing forward. Again, they have cleared me for the full 7 days, and they're even considering letting me push past the 7 into even potentially the whole 30 I wanted to shoot for. So we're going to have that conversation. I think tomorrow or Sunday is when me and them is going to have that final conversation, because Sunday will officially be the 7-day. So you should probably look forward to a Monday vlog post, at least updating you on whether we canceled the fast or whether we're continuing through. But we do have a lot and more questions to ask. So even if they break the fast on Sunday, there's going to be more experiments revolving around this, seeing if we can duplicate certain things in different ways, those kinds of things. So that's been fun. Also, been working a lot with Archangels, actually. I've had a lot of viewers asking me more and more about angels and if I could do videos on the angels and stuff like that. And actually, I want to, and I am planning it, and that is something I'm looking into, and been reaching back out, getting reconnected with a lot of the angels I used to work with, and getting ready to start up those videos as well. So that's something you have to look forward to coming up in the near future. Let's see, Perwin almost at 7K. Congrats. Thank you. Yes, it still baffles me how well the channel's doing. You guys are amazing. Mugs up to y'all. Seriously. So a lot of my research has been focused around that. All my ritual work has been just my general day-to-day, other than reconnecting with the angels and really putting a lot of focus and information gathering toward this fasting experiment. Aside from that, though, we officially finished all the main filming for Dragon Magick 102. Officially. The final video was shot and edited. So we are finally going through the last bit, putting it all together, organizing it up, and making it pretty. So if there is anything that gets shot, it's just going to be like one single reshoot or maybe a piece that was missed that we need to put up, something like that. Nothing major at all, which means that class will be out soon. So for my Patreon members, keep your eyes out. Remember, I think it's tier 2, tier 3. You get early access to these classes. I will be making that announcement on Patreon as soon as it is available to my Patreon members. So if you are a Patreon member, be sure to keep an eye on that. If you're not a Patreon member, but you would like to be, there is a link below. So let's see, that pretty much wraps it up. I mean, I have been enjoying the storm systems coming through. They've just been so relaxing here. Many of you know that my energy levels have been so high with this fast that I actually got up at 5 a.m. one morning, went out in the backyard, built a fire, and made campfire coffee in my backyard while I did my rituals, while I was making, just because I felt that good. It's good coffee, too. Let's see, Shayna. I love that you're putting up videos about working with angels and demons. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this channel, even though it is working Dragon Mystic, many of you know some of, well, I'd say some of you do. The first year of this channel, I was trying to focus on just magical basics for the longest time. And uh, there's just no info on dragon magic. So once I realized y'all was wanting that, we tried to get as much foundational information out on the dragon magic as we could. But now that we've got a good solid foundation, the Dragon Magic 101's up and 102's coming. I really do want to get back to that overarching concept of magic and get onto broader topics. And evocation and spirits and working with entities is something that you all have made very, very clear you guys are interested in. So I am definitely wanting to try and expand on our entities playlist and information in those areas. In fact, we've already started scripting classes and hopefully to teach more about evocation and the likes. No start on, we have no dates on when we're going to start filming it. So just honestly, a few people who's helping me with it's probably going to smack me after the stream for even mentioning it. Uh, but we just won't tell them. So yeah, we are trying to get a lot more information up there. What was the name of that? Oh, it's just a style of coffee. It's when you make coffee on a campfire with a percolator, literally over an open flame on a campfire. Most people call it camp coffee, cowboy coffee, campfire coffee. You can use any coffee you want for it. But yeah, I have an old style camp percolator that I can set on an open campfire and make coffee. I usually take it camping, but the coffee tastes different. Anyone who's been camping, anyone who's made coffee on a campfire, it tastes different. And there's something truly just unique about it. And I was just so wired with energy. That's what I wanted that morning. And I thought it'd be a great idea to get that coffee started. And then I could go through all my ritual work, do my daily things. And by the time I finished doing all my ritual work, hopefully the coffee would be near done, or at least I could keep it warm on the fire if it got done early. And then when I was done with my ritual work, I sat outside, enjoyed my coffee, watched the sun come up. Oh, it was a gorgeous morning, people. It was really a gorgeous morning. If you have the ability, even if you're in the city and all you can do is go out on the balcony, seriously, get up early some morning, grab you a beverage. I don't know what you drink in the morning, but grab you a beverage. If it's water, coffee, tea, go outside and watch that sun come up. It is amazing. It really is. I mean, it's a way you can connect with energy and nature and even those cycles because you're catching that transition point of the energy. And it's an amazing time to be out there. It really is. And you don't need to be able to go deep into the woods to enjoy it. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're out in the woods camping, it's magical. But obviously, I've not been able to get out and get camping as much as it's been a while. Last year really put the brakes on that. But and then we've been so busy with other things, I've just not gotten to do it this year. Hoping to, fingers crossed on getting out in the woods. But just getting out in nature and doing something as simple as that, it is such a magical experience. It is so healing. It is so relaxing. Just so much stress will just melt off. It's truly amazing. My dad's actually one of the ones who taught me this. So sharing a little family tradition with you all. Peachy, welcome. Glad you could make it. Well, Tara, you can also watch the sun go down. I do that many a times. In fact, you all hear me talking about Katrina, Raven, and my friends a lot. They often get here at the end of the day. So there's been many a times we've all sat outside on the back porch, drinking coffee, laughing, telling bad jokes, um, enjoying each other's fellowship as the sun goes down. And that in of itself is beautiful. And then, of course, several of us, we enjoy the nighttime itself. I very much love the night. So we'd sit out there under the moon, whether it be new moon, full moon. We love the moon and stars, and we'd enjoy it. Yeah, the house placement can get tricky. It can. Um, but just being out there during the transition can also be helpful. Even if you can't actually watch it come up, if you're just out there during the time, it can still you can still feel the energy change terror. Chris, yeah, I don't always do the napping. It's rare that I take a nap during the day. I'm not a good napper. I nap and then I'm cranky. But I'm that person. If I know I can get up at 6 and be where I need to be at 7, I will get up at 4 because I cannot get up, get dressed, and leave without being cranky. I'm capable. It's something I've learned. It's a talent I have in emergency. But if it's not an emergency, I need my wake up and relax time before I get moving. And honestly, with my wife, that's something we do. Both of us, we get up early together and we spend that morning together before we have to get off to work. So it's also our time when she's not deployed. So yeah, it's a beautiful time to set aside. Sunsets give me a weird, somber feeling. Sometimes it's a bit sad of a feeling. Tara, I can kind of get that. I really can. Oh, Luna, you're not even kidding. I think the most memorable sunset in my mind probably was on a beach. Really was. Do you? That's actually a good point. Yeah, don't stare directly at the sun. That's a bad idea. Having children makes you learn how to nap. Raising my goddaughter, I don't know. I hit the point of exhaustion, but I also had insomnia at the time, so it was one of those things where I just never got there. My dad was a napper. Oh, he loved his naps. I don't know. I think it's largely where I suffered from insomnia so much that now I don't take naps. Yeah, there's another one. If I do nap, not only am I cranky, but then I have trouble falling asleep later. So it's just like it's easier and better for me to just power through it. But that's okay. But that's kind of the fun part, Once you know how you function, and you learn how you function best, you can leverage that to live the best life that you can live. Because I know people, they crank out a 1 hour power nap and they're ready to rock and roll, and they know they can do that. And that self mastery and self knowledge. That's what that's about. No, I prefer all my work to be more active than dream work. Dream work's never been an area I've had a heavy interest in. I've heard there's too many things that no matter what you do in dream work, it ends up interpretive, and it's never been my cup of tea because of that. I mean, I know a lot of people who do dream work, and more power to them. I mean, it's a great practice. It's just we all have our particular things that either is or is not our cup of tea. Um, I've just never had a lot of time to put into it. Uh, Does okra have any magical properties or correspondences? It does. Um, let's see. I know it has prosperity. It has healing, friendship, abundance, and I want to say prosperity. I'd have to look it up. That's actually a video I should do. I should do okra because I make a lot of gumbo and fried okra. I think my wife might have to whoop my tail if I stop making fried okra for her. So it is definitely a food we use. But those are the properties that I remember off the top of my head. That's actually a really good ingredient to do because not a lot of people do it. Not a lot of people do it, but it does have some. And yeah, I love okra too. I really do. You got to cook it right. You do got to cook it right. Everybody I know who don't like it, they say it's slimy, and it's like that's because you didn't cook it right. Let's see, Chris only found it after moving to Louisiana. Um, Chris, I remember growing up in the hollers of Kentucky, we had it, but it and poke tended to grow all around the roadsides and the farm. So it was just like a natural food source that you could harvest every season. True, when I spent some years in Louisiana, I learned a lot more about it. That's where I learned how to make gumbo, in fact. Um, so I do think it is a larger thing in Louisiana, but usually throughout the South, most people tend to know it. Let's see, Shana. After watching the demon videos, I was wondering about offerings. What do you offer? Is there a general offering or a specific offering for each demon? No. Some traditions, and notice I say traditions because different traditions, even amongst Wicca, you have multiple traditions in Wicca, will have different sayings on that particular viewpoint. However, the entities themselves, there is no one specific thing that is just a flat offering. Um, you can honestly just give incense of an offering. You can give energy offerings and the like. My go-to is actually energy offerings and a beverage, usually water. So I will take a cup and I will place it on the work area where I'm working. I will place a cup for them and a cup for me. It's Southern hospitality. What can I say? Got to offer them a drink. And I will take a stone, usually clear quartz. I'll charge it with some energy and I'll place that there so that the energy in the quartz is theirs to have. Because even if I put food there, it's just the energy they're going to be taking anyhow. And that's really it. You can also offer like a healing ritual style prayer set up to them. You could say, I'll do 2 or 3 of these for you, and they'll even take that if you wanted. Let's see, mysterious type. What are your thoughts on what people call higher self? Honestly, higher self. In my research over the last, God, 20 years or more, it's the higher self is essentially the entirety of the soul that this particular fragment has separated from. Because as we've talked on this channel many times, the soul itself is too immense and massive to be contained in this little meat suit. So hundreds, if not thousands, of lives will cycle through different fragments. And the higher self is the entirety of that soul consciousness that is connected with this fragment. That would easily make up the higher self thought process as well. So, though I don't view it as a higher, singularly all divine, good, can't do anything wrong self, I do think it is the same thing. But then again, I have to at least point out, we do know that myself, I work with the multiverse as a whole, and I look at the multiverse and what it's taught me, and there's nothing in the multiverse that makes me think in an ultimate good or ultimate evil or purity of either one. I do completely see the balance of it, and I see that the multiverse itself is a harsh place that is basically fertile ground for growth. And so I'm not saying I am the only absolute right. I mean, there's people that agree with me. Um, but I'm not saying just because they see it on the divine, holy side that that's wrong either. But I do think the two concepts are generally the same, if that makes sense, Mysterious. Mangrove, what if you crushed pork rinds for the okra breading? I won't lie to you, Mangrove. This is something we was talking about this week because, as many of you know, I don't really try to eat carbohydrates. I eat mostly carnivore. And one of my buddies, he's been talking about cooking and food and all these things, to torment me because he knows I love to cook. Um, and that conversation did come up. And I do know you can use crushed pork rinds as a breading for pork chops, chicken. I mean, I've used it for breadings for just about anything. So actually, once I do end up breaking my fast, Mangrove, that's on my experiment list for the kitchen. It really is. So yeah, I do actually plan to try that. From a logistics perspective, it should work. I don't see any reason it won't work. But there's been a lot of things logistically in the kitchen, it should work. And for whatever reason, it doesn't. But logistically, I think it'll work. I think it'll be solid. And I think it'd be delish. So I'm going to try it. If you try it before me, let me know how yours goes. And I will report to you how mine goes. uh, do you? If Lucifer says to be rid of your indoctrination and then says your own, does that mean until I succeed, he won't be around? No, that means you need to do it. That means that's something you need to work on. Um, these entities will work with you. They'll help you achieve the goals you need to achieve. They'll help you grow. It's not like if you don't do this, I'm not, going to turn my back on you, especially Lucifer. Lucifer is really about helping one grow. He is also about teaching you to do it for yourself. So he's not going to do it for you. He'll help you. He'll guide you. Um, but look at the word indoctrination. Indoctrination is a mindful blindness to follow certain things. And you follow that indoctrination without thought. Lucifer is all about thinking for yourself and considering your actions and knowing why you do it. You don't do anything mindlessly. You know why you do it. And to do that, that also means you have to consider your stances daily. You're constantly rethinking where you stand, why you stand there. The world is going to change all around you. You can't just dig a hard line and say, I ain't moving no matter what. The multiverse actually will try to destroy anything that does that. So you have to be willing to reconsider. Many of you know I'm honor and respect mean a lot of things to me, but my own code of honor has had to adapt and shift to an ongoing world and my place in it, not in a way where I sacrificed my honor or what I believed in, but it is something that I've always had to meditate on and make sure that I am still where I want to be because it's where I want to be and not just because of something that I once decided and I'm just dug my heels in. So you have to make sure you are where you are because you choose to be and you truly believe that and you truly believe it's worth fighting for, not just because you made a decision when you're 18 and you're just going to dig your heels in no matter how much it hurts you to stick to it. Indoctrination is just that. It's you don't question. So yeah, you've got to start questioning even yourself and make sure you're doing what you're doing for you because it is something you believe in. And if you don't have an answer to why you're doing something, you need to find it. As one of my teachers once put it, if you ask a question and you can't define it in detail and truly understand it yourself, you don't know. And therefore, you're not doing it for the right reasons. What then should be one's relationship with their higher self? Honestly, Mysterious, I would say focus on your growth, focus on your self mastery. Um, your higher self will help you as you gain that self mastery. Your higher self is going to challenge you, it's going to push you outside your comfort zones. Um, and the closer and closer you move to your self mastery, the closer and closer you will move to understanding your higher self. Connecting with your higher self, that's not enough. That is not enough. I know so many people who go out of their way to connect with their higher selves and then they get off the train like, I'm done. Nope. Your journey just started. Um, yeah, the journey just started at that point because you've got years and years, if not lifetimes, of growth and learning that you just unlocked because of that. And it's really as easy as focusing on you and your self mastery and asking yourself, are you where you want to be? Are you going where you're trying to go? Are you on the path in the direction you're wanting to go? And how can you do that in those things? Do you? You're welcome. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Let's see, pure one, they get whatever I'm having. A few were really giving me a hard time every time I went into the kitchen unless I made a plate for them to. Well, there's no cooking going on around here right now. So. Oh, yeah, crushed pork rinds work great with meatloaf and meatballs. They really do. Anime Geek, is it bad if a dragon contacted me before I worked with them? No, nope, 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 nope. Dragons can wander in and out of your life at any point at random. They really can. You can't really get close to the four rulers until you've actually located a guardian or a co-magician. And the Draconic Realm has very strict rules of what classifies a guardian and a co-magician. And if any dragon tries to break those rules, actually it can carry a penalty of death. But as far as a dragon contacting you, that's actually pretty common, Anime Geek. In fact, many kids actually see dragons and play with dragons. Many of the imaginary friends or whatnots are often dragons. So yeah, that's perfectly fine. No worries there. But if you are already starting to get contacted and chit chatting with them, definitely pop over, check out the Dragon's Flame and the Guardian Dragon meditation. We have a ritual you can do on your own, and there's also a guided one, depending on what your preference of choice is. And then from there, you can move on to your co-magician, of course. I am working actually on pulling all my old journals over the years and trying to get all this draconic laws written down so I can do a video on that for you all. Because I actually kind of want to have them all in one place myself. Let's see. How can you tell the difference between your guardian and your co-magician? I know one is more like a friend and the other is more of a teacher. Yeah, well, the first and easiest way is when you set out to do the guardian ritual to get a dragon assigned as your guardian, because it's a job, that one will be your guardian. And then when you set out to do the co-magician ritual, which assigns you with a co-magician, that one will specifically be your co-magician. Now, it is a team effort. They're going to work together. They're always going to work together. But the co-magician is also older. A guardian dragon must be somewhere between 500 and 1,000 years old. That's the only bracket they're allowed to serve as a co-magician. After that point, they move on to become an elemental dragon, in which they begin to work specifically with one element. A guardian dragon actually doesn't have an element yet. It's never worked within the elements. So it has a general knowledge of all the elements, and that's one of the reasons it makes such a handy little go-to. Now, after serving within at least two of the elements for several thousands of years, a dragon can at which point then decide it wishes to move into the dragons to be selected for co-magicians. So these are much older dragons. This is why co-magicians, especially within the Valley of Power, you see they're all freaking large. And why guardians generally are anywhere from house cat to sofa sized. Now, that's not to say that the co-magician can't shrink itself down to fit in your house. Thank God they can. But yeah, since it is an actual job, they have to, have that position appointed, if that makes sense. But both of them will be there. Both of them will become friends to you. Don't get me wrong. I mean, my co-magician, he is one of my dearest friends in my life. Yes, he is very much a teacher persona. He is definitely, when it comes to him and the guardian, he is the one that's more the teacher. He's always been there to help me through any sticky spots. But he is also a friend. And in Dragon Magic, your co-magician will always be your main teacher. Even when you're working in path workings with other dragons, including the rulers, they will basically, for lack of a better analogy, they're going to give you the lecture, and then you go back to your home room with the co-magician, and they're going to help you sort through all the pieces in detail. I hope that helps you out some, Chris. Halloween, hello! It's so lovely to see you on here, lovely. A12, welcome. Perron, can twin flames hurt each other? You know what? Consider, I'm going to, before YouTube gets it, I'm going to go ahead and delete that real quick, Perron. Yes, actually. Here's the thing. People think twin flames are one of those things where we're born onto this planet. You're destined to have this matching energy current. That's it. You're locked in. The two of you are destined for fate. You're not. No, you're not. In fact, twin flames will change throughout your life. Here's why. All a twin flame truly is, because I actually know 6 people in Washington State alone that has married their twin flame 4 times each and been divorced 4 times each, and each person they married was a different person. Clearly, the twin flame don't work the way they thinking it works, does it? But the way it does work is your energy and another person's energy resonate very strongly together, and when they are together, they brighten each other. Okay? That is great, because that means you guys are in a natural energetic groove together. However, here's the thing. If you do not maintain that, if you do not work to grow as a team, you can grow apart. Your energy can actually switch vibrations, so you two do not groove together anymore. And now you're going to have a conflict. And that's the problem. So many people have come to think that this twin flame movement is like the perfect match, the perfect person, or even a polar opposite. I mean, so many people use it as a definitive way that they completely quit trying to be social. They quit trying to work at a relationship. They think all the work's done for them. Wrong-o. It's actually harder to maintain a twin flame than not. But then any relationship is work. If you think a relationship ain't work, you're doing it wrong. You should always work to grow as a pair. That doesn't mean you have to do everything together, but you should always be mindful of what each other's doing. You should support each other. You should listen to each other. You should be there for each other in whatever capacity you can. You should take the time to understand your partner. And that is 100% for both sides of that equation, people. I hope that helps you a little out, Pierman. See what we got here. Halloween, I got Popeyes. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds really good, actually. Chris, thanks. It helps a lot. Haven't made it official with them. Still working on that. You'll get it, Chris. And don't be surprised if you reach out to a guardian or a co and it ends up not being them. Because sometimes dragons just take a liking to humans and they'll be your friend. They'll stick around. They'll be your friend. They'll help you your whole life. They might not ever be placed into the official guardian slot, but that doesn't mean they can't be your friend. Remember that. So even if you turn up a new guardian or an official guardian that's not them or co, keep them around. Keep talking to them. Have fun. The more friends, the better. Right. You can't request a specific one. No. And that's because it's not only just you getting assigned a guardian, it's also the guardian being assigned a human. You're both being matched up correctly. And it's not really something you two get to choose precisely. There actually has to be a connection and a reasoning for it. Welcome, Jade. Glad you can make it. Well, I mean, if you're wanting to work in dragon magic and move up to working with the rulers, you will need the co-mag. But I don't know what you mean by you can't have one or never ready, because if you're not ready to work with a co-mag, you're not ready to work with the rulers. But it is possible to just get a guardian and work with them. But as far as dragon magic itself progresses, you won't be able to go much farther because of that. But yeah, there are people who's only gotten a guardian, and then instead of going deeper into dragon magic, they went elsewhere. If that makes sense. Yes, if you haven't already, smash that like button. Give us a thumbs up. Thanks, Halloween. Each soul's created as an individual. They're not created as a. It's not like me and my wife. We weren't created specifically for each other or anything like that, and we're not of the same soul. Only one soul fragment can actually be in mortal capacity at one time of one soul. So yeah, there would be no actual connection there either. I know there a lot of people like that idea. It's romantic, it's heartwarming, but all the research I've dug into working deeper with soul travel and the soul plane and things like that, it's just not how it functions, ironically. I wish it did make life a lot easier. Thank you. I've met many dragon. I'm worried I was asking for too much. No, you're not asking too much. Friends are great. I mean, in Dragon Magic 102 alone, you're going to meet 20 new dragons. In that one class, we introduce you to 20 new dragons. And then Dragon Magic 103, you're going to be meeting 20, nope, probably 30 or 40 new dragons. So you can see just in those courses alone, if you progress through them all, you're going to have a freaking army of friends. And that's not counting all the ones that you'll meet on your own throughout your career. Friends are fantastic to have as our allies. Get out there, meet them, keep those relationships strong, and have fun. Am I familiar with Sigil Shaolin and the so-called Robo-Fish Sigil? Can't say I am mysterious. That's something I'm going to have to look up because you got my curiosity piqued. I will have to look that one up. Robo-Fish. I'm going to have to look that one up. Let's see what we got here. Oh crap! What happened? Where's my text? Oh, there we are. Okay, found it. Freddie Leon asks, "Is there any easy way to form a pact?" No, there's no shortcuts. There's nothing easy unless you can get a strong and reliable handle on full evocation. And then you actually have to work with an entity for a good amount of time and build up a repertoire with it, a trust between the two of you. Which the shortest time I've seen this trust actually be built was over a couple months. Then, yeah, generally speaking, pact work is off the table. And learning and gaining a solid functional control of full evocation, that takes its own time. Now, once you've done all the legwork, honestly, making a pact's not hard, because all a pact is you and the entity coming to an agreement about what you're trying to achieve, what their part in it is, what your part is in it, and how the two of you are both going to work to make that manifest. There's none of this selling your soul. There's none of this, I will give up my child, or I'll give up this or that or this. It's not a wish granter. It's, I won't sacrifice this for this. It's an agreement to hold each other accountable and work toward the same goal. That's all a pact is. Honestly, most things that people want to do pacts for can be achieved with evocation alone. We actually have like 3 or 4 videos on this channel that goes into detail on pact work. Just know the soul has no value at all to any entity in the multiverse. They don't want it. Yeah, that will make it hard, Tara, because Dragon Magic is very much about building and maintaining a relationship. It is a genuine friendship that needs to be held. That is perhaps the hardest part of Dragon Magic. But as far as maintaining relationships, I mean, honestly, you pop in here, you stay in touch well, you let us know how you're doing pretty well. I mean, I think you're doing pretty good, at least from my point of view. This is the only point of view I can go from, but it is something at least worth working at. Reach out to your guardian, try and work on one relationship at a time. Don't get in a hurry. I got one student took an entire year working with their guardian and their guardian only on different projects, not just Dragon Magic, because they really wanted that solid, deep friendship with them. And they took an entire year at that stage. So, you just kind of got to work at your own pace. Everyone's a little different. How you can have burps when you've fasted this long, I'll never know. It is the weirdest sensation. Coffee's good though. And there's a lot of people who do worry about how they work to maintain friendships. I often worry about it myself because I can actually dive into research and like disappear for weeks, months, hell, even years. But at the same time, I got friends where if I haven't talked to them in 5 years, I grab the phone and talk to them. It's like a day's not passed. In fact, it happened this week. There's an old guy, an old biker / investigator I used to work with. I can't give you his real name, but we always just called him 8-Ball. Great guy. Absolutely great guy. He looks all big and scary, but he'd give you the shirt off his back if you need it. He really would. Absolute wonderful guy. Hadn't talked to him in years, but I needed some advice from him, so I picked up the phone and called him this week. Not only did he quickly answer my question, which I could have just, phone call's over, got what I needed. Him and I sat and talked for hours that night. It was great. It was so great to reconnect with him. And he's actually talking about riding his bike up here to see me this summer. So that'd be freaking awesome. Busting out the beer and barbecue. So, we are our harshest critics often. We are often our worst critics. So just be aware of that also, Tara. Let's see. Okay. Just to reiterate, because we got more people here, I did get the Self-Mastery t-shirts up on the merch store. There should be a link below, but in case it's not, you can always go to workingdragonmystic.com, click the merch tab, go to apparel. You will see the Self-Mastery shirts that you all requested. Hopefully y'all like the design. Right now it's just on a t-shirt, but if you check it out, leave me a comment below and let me know if you'd like to see it in like tank tops or V-necks or other things like that, and I'll try and get those up as quick as I can, because until I was sure you all liked the design, I didn't want to go through and just splatter them all up there just yet. Okay? Cool. Another announcement that I forgot to make is we are actually considering doing journals. I harp on making sure y'all's keeping a journal for your research and tracking your results and your manifestations a lot. And somebody emailed me asking if I had journals with the artistic dragon's eye seal on it. I do not, but that's a really great idea. So we are figuring out the logistics on that to see if we can, because as much as I harp about keeping a journal and that is your most important magical tool, that's a great idea. Why haven't I thought of that? You guys come up with great ideas. You really do. I appreciate it. You guys are great. So that is something we're looking into. Hopefully I'll have something to say that's more solid on that soon. Your all's reaction to the vlogs has been amazing. So thank you for that. I was a little worried how they would come off because, as you all know, I'm shooting these a little bit raw so that there's very little editing, if anything. As I think Thursday's shown, because that one I literally came in after the whole campfire thing and I was still a little out of it and shot the thing basically I went upstairs and showered to wash the soot off my face and then shot the vlog. So, but your guys' reactions to it has been amazing. So I thank you very much. And that is definitely something we're going to continue to do and continue to see if it gets the same positive reactions. Currently, we are still going to be sharing the fasting experiment because, hey, they haven't forced me to stop it yet. And we're going to see how far we can go. And like I said, we got so many freaking questions to answer on that now. But of course, we are going to be putting other things on there and talking about random stuff as well. There's a few books I actually want to talk about that I don't know if they qualify for a whole video, but they'd be great for the vlog. So I'm going to try and touch on those as well. So yeah, I honestly appreciate your all's support and your all's encouragement. Again, I'm terrified of cameras, but you all make it worth turning that camera on and powering through. So appreciate it. Thank you much. Let's see. A12, thanks for the vlogs, Drake. More videos. Well, I'm glad y'all appreciate it. I really am. I'm glad. I'm torn. I'm interested in learning different paths. I'm drawn to working with angels/demons. I'm interested in taking your dragon course. I'm drawn to the Kabbalah. How do I find my calling? Shauna, my recommendation is jump in and enjoy. I have researched so many different paths. If you check out my video on magical paths, it really goes into it pretty well. But people get worried about what is my path and forget that just get out there and start learning. Try different things. Find one that resonates with you. Heck, you may find one that resonates with you for 5 years, and then suddenly something else pops up and you're like, I want to try that. And this one feels a little dull. So you switch gears. You jump over here for 2 years or so and you try that. And you get that whole exhilaration back and that adrenaline of something new. It's awesome. And then that one starts to dull, but your original one, oh my God, I miss it. So you jump back over there. And then a year later, there's a new path. Do it. Learn. Dive in and just keep learning. Try to focus on studying one at a time, but if you've not completely finished it, like let's take Dragon Magic, perfect example. Y'all know that the Dragon Magic courses are going to be broke up into 3 to 4 courses, right? Okay, let's say you purchase Dragon Magic 101. Let's say you get all the way up to where you get your co-magician, but suddenly this book releases on Norse magic. Well, you're interested in Norse magic. So you read the book while you're working on the dragon magic, and then you want to try this path working. Pump the brakes on the dragon magic. Jump straight over there. Try that out. And once you're worked your way through that and you're ready, jump back to dragon magic. Also, the dragons will help you in that Norse path working. That's one of the reasons I love them. They'll just jump right over into those other traditions with you and help you learn and grow within those traditions. So I say get in there and sample the whole freaking rainbow. To me, the multiverse is Baskin Robbins. Get every flavor you can get. Have a good time. So now, definitely. That's how I would handle it. Hope that made some sense because that did kind of turn into a overly energetic rambling. Hope that made sense. Jedi Master mugs up. Great stream so far. Just saying hello, Trey. Magic family and good job on the fast. I lost 60 pounds with switching to fasting, but great work and good knowledge. Thank you, Jedi Master. Thank you very much. Yeah, honestly, the weight loss, I did not consider it going into this particular experiment. Like I said, I was focused more on the metaphysical energy results. Um, perk, though, perk, I am very happy with those. I won't get into the personals on it, but there was unintentional, unwanted weight gain in my life for uncontrolled reasons, and I've been working to recuperate my health. So I may have stumbled into something that is very doable for me. So side effects, positive. So yeah, thank you, Jedi Master. Clarity, blessings to you too. Mugs up. I know a few dragons with similar names and color, but not that particular spelling, Anime Geek. Tara, try putting your focus on something. If your mind goes blank, try to put the image in your head. It's okay to structure the image. Oh my God, you're awesome. Thanks for so much for all you do. I heart you. Aw, Shauna, that's sweet. Love you too. Thank you. And I am so glad that energetic ranting made sense. I was a little worried about that. Sometimes my love of knowledge and research and study gets the better of me, and then I turn into an energetic mess. So, luckily, you understood it. So, I mean, frick. I mean, like I said, I told you about the 20 to 32 hour mark. It seems like I have to check the notes. We kind of hit the cap on metaphysical energy increase, but that is a huge increase. And as far as just daily get stuff done energy, I am just running at higher than normal and just a constant. There's no ups and downs. So I've been so freaking productive this week. It's amazing. Let's see. Halloween, same Drake. I am an energetic mess. Well, I'm gonna have to give you a call later, Halloween. We can be an energetic mess together. Let's see. That's a starting point. Sometimes there's a lot of people who spend years at that point, terror, and then they develop slowly over time. So, I mean, it is one of those things. So, now, again, let me preface when I'm doing this fast, I am doing it. It's an extended fast. I got people checking my health and my vitals. I am following like Dr. Jason Fung's guides here. And I'm not saying this is for everybody. So fast at your own risk and consult a medical professional. Drake is not a medical professional. Drake is, well, he's a goofy southerner who practices magic. That's what Drake is. So don't go telling him Drake said to do it. Got to cover my own rear there. You know that. Earth Dragon, good night. Have a good evening. Oh, it is an hour. Okay. Do it. I've had plenty of caffeine. Oh, Lord, you've had caffeine? This I gotta see. This I have to see. Okay. Enemy. Oh, okay. I know which one you're talking about. I have talked a time or two with that dragon, Enemy Geek. I know which one you're talking about now. Thanks for narrowing it down. Mysterious. My guardian got me into watching How Do I Reincarnate as a Slime. I might have to look that up now, Mysterious, because I used to play the old Dragon Quest games, and now you got my curiosity piqued. I'm not going to lie. Let's see. All right. All right, everyone. We are going to get ready to wrap up here. Keep your eyes out Monday for an update on the fast. Once I sit down with the team and they test my vitals and give me all their concerns and arguments, and I give them my arguments, and we come to a team decision on whether they're going to let me push past 7 days or we're stopping at 7. Either, no matter which way it goes, you guys will be getting an update on Monday. Of course, we have our normal metaphysical video release on Tuesday. My Patreon members, I will continue to update you as to how the Dragon Magick 102 is going, because I want to make sure any of you who want to take advantage of the early release have the chance to do it, because remember, it will only be open for like a 24-hour window during the early release. The best I can say right now is it should be in May. Okay? So if you set aside that money, have it ready if you're wanting to take advantage of that. And then shortly thereafter, it will be made available to the whole public. Okay? And again, to all of my Patreon members, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you for supporting the work we do and getting this information out to the seekers. You guys really make it possible. And the same thing with all my viewers. Your support, your encouragement, the comments, the emails, you guys coming in here to the stream. You guys have honestly been the big key factor in me overcoming my fear of cameras. Don't believe me? Go back and check out the first year's videos, and you will see a petrified Drake on those cameras just trying to just say what I have to say to get it out so I can turn the camera off. But the community side of this, the actual genuine community that my viewers have built, and just your hearts and your caring toward the channel and me has made it so much easier to turn that camera on time after time after time again. I'm so grateful. Thank you very much for that. Now, with that little sappy bit out, which is uncharacteristic for me, but that's okay, I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to drink some more coffee. I might have to go see if Halloween's running circles around her ceiling. That would be interesting to see. But I also got to make some phone calls tonight. Got some stuff I got to finish. I have a feeling it's going to be a long night, but that's okay. If you can't tell, I still got plenty of energy to rock and roll, and I'm feeling good. So, everyone, you have a wonderful night. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Have fun. And I'll see you Sunday for Magical Coffee Hour. All right? Take care. Good night.